run today between a couple of teams that are fixated and intent on making it into June. Joker 2 on the shot clock, has to fire. Calls usually go in, just the way he drew it up. Brown with the jab and go on Murray, spins, elevates, buy one, get one free.
Jokic takes a three. Yeah! 8-point lead for Denver, their big lead of the night. Jaylen Brown, he travels. Come on, man. And then they throw it away. KJ's got a breakaway. Got right-handed. 11-0 run by Denver puts him up by 10.
Boston, a season-low 84 points.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to First Take. Shea Cornette here with you. Jay Williams. There's a lot of Jay Wills being thrown around last night with the Thunder. I feel like I'm constantly hearing the name Jay Will just echoing in my head.
We here.
This one is here though today. Good morning, Stephen A. Good morning, Brian Windhorst. How are you both today?
What's going on? What's up, people? How y'all doing? Good morning. Good morning. I can't see y'all yet. I can hear y'all, but I can't see y'all yet. But how is everybody doing?
We're doing good. I can see you.
He can't evaluate our outfits.
That's right.
I can see you in undisclosed locations.
I mean, it's a crime. It's a crime. The producer slipped up. And you usually don't call them out like that, but how could you mess that up? I have to see what Jay Williams and Brian Windhorst are wearing this morning. But I also want to say this, Jay. Are you okay? I heard it's a bit cold there. You
know what?
All right? I just want to
man?
make sure. I just want to make sure.
I feel like you should kick off the day on well, obviously the day is starting off very positive for you, looking at the undisclosed location behind yourself. Looks very sunny and 80 degrees.
Yeah, about that.
All right, wasn't sunny and beautiful for the Celtics last night. Let's do that. They were in Denver to take on the Nuggets, and despite a relatively poor shooting performance from Nikola Jokic, he still had 30 points and 12 boards. Jamal Murray left early due to illness, yet still, the Nuggets took care of the Celtics handily, winning 103-84. Joe Mazzulla pulled his starters in the fourth quarter. And so now we ask the question, does last night's results say more about Boston or more about Denver? What do you think there, Wendy?
Well, I have to say, obviously, I'm not a player, but I covered many teams that played the second night of back-to-backs in Denver, covering West Coast trips in my career. And I know that it was exhausting for me to come to Denver and make the long drive in from the airport. For decades, this has been a trap situation. And Jaylen Brown knew about it. Jaylen Brown skipped the game in Phoenix 2 nights ago to more be ready. But I'm never going to fault an Eastern Conference team on the second night of a back-to-back in Denver. But this game was really important for the Nuggets. They really have been bleeding. And then not only that, but Jamal Murray got sick. He did free-for-all. Like, you have a bad 2 weeks. You can slide from safely into home court in the first round all the way to the play-in. And Denver has just been playing really shaky defense. Back because he couldn't stay out there, and this team's been struggling. And in the Western Conference, it's like a free-for-all. Like, you have a bad 2 weeks, you can slide from safely into home court in the first round all the way to the play-in. And Denver has just been playing really shaky defense for weeks, and to get a defensive level performance like this, even facing a team that wasn't 100% in Boston, it was important. And guys, I'm going to say, Nikola Jokic is not quite right now. This is a guy who, his numbers are always going to be great. He missed 17 shots last night. Yeah. He went weeks on end this season where he didn't miss 17 shots in a week. He is still not back, in my view, from his injuries. And so to limp through victories over Eastern Conference contenders, however they get there, that's important for Denver.
Crazy that you could not be right and have 30, 12, and 6.
I know.
I think it says
telling
something
you,
about how legitimately special he is. I don't know about you, Stephen A. I think last night for me, it kind of confirmed a theme that I think I'm ready to openly state here with you, is that when I think about the top tier of the Western Conference and I think about the top tier of the Eastern Conference, I think there's a sizable gap. I honestly think, and I love the Detroit Pistons, maybe the Cavs can get there. Maybe the Celtics could get there. Maybe the Knicks could get there. I would probably favor Detroit. But I think the Eastern Conference is playing for the consolation prize. I just firmly believe it. I feel like when I watch OKC, even though they're not fully healthy, now health could be a determinant of that. But obviously Denver, they played their best defensive game, I thought, of the season last night. I've heard Wendy talk about Victor Wembanyama potentially being the most dominant player we've had in the game since Shaquille O'Neal and the way they defend with their young studs. Houston probably maybe could crack into the upper tier. But I look at those three teams, and I think one of those teams is going to win the NBA Finals. And I pretty much feel that it's a lock, in my opinion. Now, maybe Detroit can scare somebody. But I still think the usage rate for Cade Cunningham is so high. I just wouldn't bet on that. I would bet on one of those three teams. That's what that game showed me last night.
Couple of things. Number one, I can see y'all now. Finally, the producers have me on the air. I got to be the last one that people see on the air. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. That's number one. But we're here. Number two, Wendy, you look like a politician. I approve that message. Jay, you know what? You're always looking sharp, but I'll talk to you about the shirt later. Number three, let's get down to what happened last night. Okay, you know what we talked about. Listen, the Boston Celtics. When you're not making threes, you're a different team. We all know they live with it, they die by it or whatever. I know that Jaylen Brown sat out last night's game. Sat out the game with Tuesday in Phoenix. I get that part, knee contusion or whatever. I hope that's what it was, Wendy, because this brother is en route to possibly capturing league MVP honors. And I just hate when cats sit out on the road. Sit out one of the home games, one of the 41 home games you have during the year. When you're on the road, particularly out west, they only get to see you once a year. You want to put those talents on display. So I sincerely hope that Jaylen Brown wasn't sitting down just for rest. Damn it, Tide, play anyway, because you're about to capture league MVP honors if you keep going the way that you're going. Last night was a derailment. We understand that. But they couldn't make shots, and that's really what this comes down to. Season worst, 35% from the field, 28% from three-point range. We know that the Boston Celtics are better than that, but last night was not the case. But I do agree with you, Jay. Last night's results, more about the Celtics or the Nuggets. It was more about the Nuggets reminding everybody, there's levels to this, okay? And when you have Jokic playing the way that he was playing, struggling the way that he did, but still finishing with 30 and 12 for crying out loud, that tells you what you need to know. There's no Aaron Gordon there. There's no Watson there right now. And so when you look at it from that standpoint and you see Jokic going out there doing what he's doing, knowing that supremacy within the NBA really, really lies in the Eastern Conference. Do I believe Detroit could potentially make a run and win the championship? I think they're talented enough to pull it off, but they'd have to bring their A game. They're talented enough to pull it off, but they'd have to bring their A game in order to do that. We all believe that the Eastern Conference is playing for the consolation prize. Even when I bloviated at the start of the season that the Knicks were going to the NBA Finals, I said going to the NBA Finals. I damn sure didn't say win it because I never anticipated them beating an Oklahoma City or even in Denver. So I get where you're coming from, Jay. I totally agree with you. We're playing for the consolation prize, and I think the Nuggets reminded us that last night because even though they weren't fully armed, they still find a way to do what needs to be done. And that's something that the Eastern Conference continuously has shown us they've struggled to do, at least on a perpetual basis.
Nuggets allowed.
I can't believe the two veterans, Shay, that we have of the NBA basketball who just watched the Indiana Pacers come this close to pulling that upset last year, dismissing the Eastern Conference like that. But all right, you go ahead and do that. Go ahead,
get it
guys.
done.
I'm not dismissing it. I'm just saying favorite.
Well, if
I'm
he
not
didn't get hurt,
dismissing it.
they might have won that game.
Halliburton didn't get hurt. Maybe it wouldn't have been
I
this
did
close.
say, I've said for weeks. I've said for weeks, Detroit could win it all. I've said for weeks, Detroit could win it all. But what I'm saying is that if you got to bet your money, because we do live in the age of sports gaming, if you got to bet your money, who you going to bet it on? You're going to bet it on the West. You ain't going to bet it on the East, Wendy. That's a fact.
Fair enough.
Let's keep it moving. Let's stay, though, with the East and stay with the Celtics because Shams reported last night that Jason Tatum is competing in 5-on-5 scrimmages. And this question's been thrown out a lot, but now it feels a lot more realistic. Should Tatum